Hey, what's up? It's Hugo here. Today I'm going to be doing my second version of What's on My iPhone video, simply because iOS4 recently got announced, got released, and as well as the iOS4 jailbreak got released, which is pretty cool. Definitely go check that out if you haven't jailbroken yet. I mean, obviously I understand if you don't want to jailbreak, but it's a pretty cool, still pretty cool even on iOS4 to jailbreak your phone. So first off, on my lock screen I have lock info. So you can, have time, date, pop the calendar up and the weather. You can see your tweets on here, compose your own tweets, and it's fully customizable, so you can remove some of this as well. So then second off, my theme is MP2 iOS4 theme, so I'll leave everything in the description. But it's $1.99 on the Rock store. So if you don't know, Rock is kind of an alternative to Cydia. But for my home screen here, I've got the default apps basically, and then I've got my travel apps with my navigation or navigator or TomTom basically, Google Earth and Maps. Then I've got again a bunch of standard stuff. This is also the standard utilities. And then the first thing that gets interesting is my apps folder. So I've made a video about this, by the way. You can click on the annotation to check that out. But I've got the App Store, App Advice, which is a great app to see all the reviews and stuff of apps. Open Faint, Game Spotlight, Free App a Day, App Sniper, and Pandora Box. So I'm not going to give a description of all the apps, simply because if I would do that, the video would be really long. So I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible. But you can, of course, check out my other video to show exactly how those apps work. So then I've got my contacts, my music. So I've got a bunch of radios here. My radios is great if you want to have multiple radios in one app. You've got a lot of different radio stations on there. Obviously I've got iTunes and iPod. And then I've got my news. So I use NewsRack for my RSS reader. So yeah, you can put all your RSS feeds in there, and just as a standard RSS reader, although it looks pretty nice, it has a really nice user interface. Then second off, I have MacLife, which is basically the tech magazine, or kind of a tech news thing on the iPhone, and it's a pretty good app as well. So then I've got Now News, which is kind of assembles all the big news in the world and stuff like that. So yep. iStudies Pros to organize all my studies and read classes and subjects and stuff like that. Then I've got a folder for jailbreak. It's called GB. And I've got Rock first off, which again is a great alternative to Cydia. I see Cydia, obviously the first jailbroken app, or the default one at least. Installers to install cracked apps from the App Store. I try to use that as less as possible, simply because it's way better to support the developer and actually buying the app, as well as when you update, it's way easier to do it through the App Store. So I try to use that as lot as possible, but I admit I did use it for some apps. It's great if you're not sure if you want to buy an app, which is pretty expensive. You might want to first download it cracked, and then if it's a great app, you might want to consider buying it. Then I've got Winterboard, which is to apply themes on your iPhone. So for example, my theme, MP2, I already mentioned that. And then I've got iBlank, which is to insert blanks on your Springboard, which I'll get to in a second. Then I've got my utilities. So you can scroll through the folders, by the way. It's called the InfiniFolder. I'll talk about that as well in a second. So I've got 1Password, thing for public transport in my country, AirMouse, thing for grocery store in my country. And then I've got AppBox Pro, AroundMe, Boxee, Camera Plus, ConvertBot, Cylay, which is a great anti-theft app. By the way, you can click on the annotation as well to see that video I made about that. Documents 2, Dropbox, free Wi-Fi, Gemist, which is kind of to see TV shows on your iPhone, Dutch TV shows. So yep. Then I've got HeyWAY Pro, iBlue Nova, which is a great Bluetooth app, so you can send through Bluetooth to actually normal phones, whatever you want, so pictures, music, stuff like that, so it's only for jailbroken iPhones though. I've got it from the Rock store as well. iDictionary, so that's to translate a bunch of different languages. iFTP, my FTP client for the iPhone, IPBoard, which is from my new website that's coming up pretty soon, by the way. That's the phone guide, or where you find all the phones numbers basically, and yeah, you can find a bunch of information about people if you're looking for that. That's for car plates, if you want to have all the information about a car. And then about theaters in my country as well, although it's not only my country, it also works in other countries. PayPal, PhotoFunia, Photoshare, Bluetooth Photoshare, Poof, remote, Saldo, well, it's the standard Apple remote. Saldo, which is for my bank. You can check your saldo, or I mean your, how do you say that? Your balance or whatever you call it in English. So yep, Shazam to recognize songs, Shopper, Sleep Cycle, Speed Test, Spell Number, Tapatalk, which is for forums, Mobile Terminal, a uStream Viewer, WordPress, Xfire Mobile. So that's for an Xfire client, obviously, on your iPhone. So then I've got social. Don't got a lot in there. Got a few Twitter clients, EcoPhone, Facebook, Foursquare, PingChat, PingChat 2, Skype, and Tweety. So, yep, these are the kind of the standard social apps. Then I've got some random apps, which I have no idea why I have those, because I never use them. Although I still keep them in there. So then I've got those eye blanks, which are basically icons which are totally transparent. And yeah, they're it's pretty handy to separate stuff. I've got my game separated from my other stuff, and I still have that all in one page. So that's pretty cool. It's called iBlank, and it's totally free. It's right here, iBlank. So you can download that from Cydia or Rock. So I've got all my games here. I'm gonna try and go really fast in those, but yep, 10 seconds, 2XL XS Lite, which is a motor game, or yeah, motocross game. FIFA World Cup football game, 33rd Division, 3D Coaster for Jam, Area, Alive Forever, All Stars, All Up, Angry Birds, Antonio Colors, Archers, Arctic Shuffle, Asphalt 5, Badaboo, Blackjack Revenge, Blocks Mania, Bubble Surfer, Bounce Bullet, Boxed In, Cannon Frenzy, Chop Chop Runner, Chaos Rings, Civilization Revolution, Call of Duty Zombies, Cooking Dash, Crash Card, Critical Wave, Cube Runner, Dance, and Disc Pool. That's for A, B, C, and D, so I've got them alphabetically, so it's easy for me to arrange them. So then I've got Eliminate, Pro, Fast, Galactic, Gamebox, which is, by the way, a great app. I mean, a great app for, well, it has a bunch of games, I think 35 at the moment, but it's only 99 cents, and you should definitely buy it. It's a really great value for what it is. Gangster, Geofighter, Glossy Touchscreen Fingers, Heavy Gunner, Hot Air, iBlast Smokey, iDrop Dad, Invaders, iParkit, Iron Man 2, iSniper, Jailbreaker, Jump O'Clock, Knights, Labyrinth, and Labyrinth 2, Light Bike, Lunarchy, Mazefinger Plus, Mega Jump, Minesweeper, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Minigore, and Metal Slug Touch. So yep. Then we go on to the next one. Nova, Need for Speed Shift, Need for Speed Underground, Paper Toss, Poppy Jump Plus, Parapanic HD, Perfect Balance Harmony, Perfect Balance Inferno, and Perfect Balance Paradise, Pile Up, Pocket God, Pocket Tanks, Pocket 5K, Poker vs. Girls, Punch Match, whatever that is, Quest Night, Rat on Run, Rhythm Ribbon, Robot Unicorn, which is a really lame game, but it's really fun to play. Roller Coaster, Run, Scooter XL, Street Fighter 4, Sheep Launcher for free or something like that. Sheeple, Shipwreck, Sky or Die, Sky Defender, Sonic, Suses, and Stunts. Tap Tap, Revenge 3, Tap Tap Revenge 2, True Ball, Traffic Rush, Unblock Me Free, Water Slide, a poker tour thing, poker game, whatever it is. Explain Trainer, Exo3D, and Zenbound, which is a pretty awesome game. So that's it for my games. I try to go over them as fast as possible. You could have skipped through if you wanted to. So yep. So now about all the mods I've got on here. So first off, to scroll down vertically on your home screen, it's called InfiniBoard. I think it's $1.99. I personally do not think it's needed, so don't buy it if you don't think you need it. I simply got it because I had it on OS 3.0 and it was free for me to upgrade, so I just took it, but to be honest, it's not really needed, and I'll tell you why in a second, by the way. Then to scroll through your dock, I only have 4 applications, so it doesn't really work, but you can have a bunch of different apps in here if you want to. It's called InfiniDock. I think it's 99 cents or as well $1.99. I'm not sure. You can buy that all on Cydia, unfortunately not on Rock. So that's InfiniDock. And then to scroll through the folders, it's called InfiniFolders. So that's why I recommend you not get InfiniBoard, because if you have InfiniFolders, it does the same thing, So yeah, InfiniFolders is $1.99. It just got released. So that's why I'm also making this video. So it's $1.99, yeah, I already mentioned that. So for all the other little mods, I have SBSettings, obviously, which is the really no jailbroken app, app for jailbroken iPhones or iDevices. You can have all your toggles and stuff, so be sure to have that. It's kind of the default stuff nowadays. Then I have MultiIconMover, which is great. It's really handy, it's free. You can select a few icons, boom, boom, you select those exactly, and then you go to the next page, you press on the home button, and they all teleport. So you don't need to do them one by one, you can just select which one you want to move, and you just drag them all at the same time, so that's pretty cool. So you can obviously cancel that. So that's it for what's on my iPhone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions of stuff I have on my iPhone, be sure to message me or email me at contact@m4cbook.com, and I'll thank you for watching. Be sure to check out my other videos, by the way, and rate, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.